Welcome. Welcome to the Second Unitarian Church. I'm Diane Sander. I'm a member of the board, and my pronouns are she and her. Today we're meeting in person and at the Admiral at the Lake, and continuing virtually by Zoom. We're glad you are here, whichever way you are attending. If you are in the sanctuary and would benefit from noise-canceling headphones, we have a pair for adults and for children, and you can see the tech team at the back. As we navigate needs for health and wellness, particularly related to COVID, we welcome you to wear a mask. We have masks available at the table as you enter the building. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we're excited to have you and look forward to getting to know you. Coffee and snacks are available in the Palmer Room, just outside the sanctuary. You can also go upstairs to the loft for more space. An elevator is available. Please remember to bring plates and cups down to the kitchen. One way to get to know new people and see old friends is to help with cleanup in the kitchen following coffee hour, and we can always use more hands. Friends, we want to remind you that the sounds of children are always welcome during our service. Our worship today is led by John Broome along with Dan Watson as worship associate. Music is provided by the 2U Music Ministry. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, religious education, music, and technical production. As we greet our neighbor, let us do so by whatever feels comfortable today for both of you. This is the moment to greet your neighbor.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Thank you,
guys. Good morning. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of children, youth, and adults, a people of many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific list of things we believe, but the values we share, where we keep love at the center. Whether you are joining us for the first time or for the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. Whatever your race, whomever you love, whichever way you move in the world, however much money is in your pocket, you are welcome here. I invite you, when you feel ready, to take a breath in and out. And now, please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our congregational hymn, Spirit of Life.
Sing in my heart.
Please remain risen and join me in reciting our covenant. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts and honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, we will nurture spirituality within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice and acts of compassion.
Please be seated. Our chalice lighting words this morning are from the Reverend Dr. Forrest Church as quoted by the Reverend Dr. Galen Gingrich, Senior Minister at All Souls Unitarian Church, following the death of Dr. Church. This is how the services began. We come to this place not because we are whole, but because we are broken. Only by confessing our brokenness can we be made whole. We come to this place not because of our strength, but because of our weakness. Only by admitting our weakness can we be made strong. We come to this place not because of our knowledge, but because of our ignorance. Only by declaring our ignorance can we become wise. This is true for everyone. Marion, thank you for lighting the chalice.
Embody your spirit and join us in singing hymn 1012, When I Am Frightened.
Strong for me, seem to be quietly. join me on the stage? But I have props, I need help. So is this working? Yeah. Okay, so today's story is called Stone Soup Chicago. It was written specifically for Chicago. From the Soup Kitchen.
Chicago Food Depository.
Chicago Food Depository. There we go. Oh, excellent. So this story might sound familiar. And it's dedicated to our neighbors across Chicago. And you can see the pictures up on the screen. I'm going to try to do this with the microphone in the book. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Here, come sit here. Once upon a time, in the city of Chicago, something incredible and delicious happened. It all started when two mysterious visitors, the traveler and the child. The travelers had large backpacks. They made their way down the L platform, marveling at the lovely city. Wow, said the child, the city of Chicago is beautiful. I know, said the traveler. They call it the second city because it was rebuilt on the bones and ashes of itself after a great fire. It's a special kind of spirit to start over. In and out. All right, we'll see. It takes a special kind of spirit to start over from something like that, said the child. The traveler looked at his younger companion. You ready to cut a few corners? We have work to do and souls to feed. The two travelers headed down North Lawndale Street. They marveled at how many homes were made of the lovely gray stone material. The traveler put his hand on the building and pulled a piece of the building away. The child watched in awe as the building sealed back up as if nothing had happened. This is a good start, said the traveler. The quirky duo turned the corner and like magic, they were in another neighborhood called, can anyone tell from the picture? Humble. A tall sculpture of a flag went from one side of the street to the other and welcomed everyone. The traveler touched a building, and another piece of stone appeared in his hand. He magically pushed the two stones together to make one big stone. They took a left turn and then bop, they were standing in another neighborhood called Pilsen. Oh, wow, look at these houses and the beautiful murals here, said the child. The traveler grabbed a handful of red brick building. This happened several more times in Bronzeville and Englewood. You'll see those rocks again in a minute. They finally ended up in a large park downtown with fountains and beautiful sculptures. Oh, said the child, this is perfect. The park was filled with Chicagoans of every kind and walk of life. Vendors were selling all kinds of delicious foods at the farmer's market. However, the people seemed distant from one another, looking at their phones and not at each other. The traveler went to different people to ask for whatever food they had. Can you spare some corn? Forget about it. Do you have some bread? No, I don't have enough for you. The child went to the farmers and vendors. Can you possibly spare some shallots? No. Can I have a carrot? No way. After a while, the two travelers had enough of this, and they knowingly looked at each other with a sort of mischievous gleam in their eyes. Is it time? Said the child. It sure is, said the traveler. In the blink of an eye, the child pulled out a large sign with bright letters from her backpack. The sign read, Free Stone Soup Samples. Before anyone could truly notice, the traveler went to a safe space where people cook at the park, and then with a snap of his fingers, he started the perfect fire, which I can't do, sorry. The traveler took the stone that had been forged from the various neighborhoods He put the communal stone into the steaming hot water. The traveler yelled, "Stone soup! We're making stone soup here!" At first, the distracted people ignored him. But Chicago is a town of foodies. That is, people who love to eat and taste food from different cultures. A nice red-haired man with a bag full of fresh vegetables he bought stopped and asked, "Stone soup? Why, I have never heard of such a thing. What's in it?" The child giggled. "Well, besides a stone, of course," the traveler said. "There's a lot of secret ingredients in here that I can't really tell you about." The man looked very excited and intrigued. May I please taste your special stone soup, sir? I'd be ever so grateful." "Well, okay, I don't usually do this, but you seem like a good soul," said the traveler, and he gave the man a taste. It's very light, very subtle indeed. I think I like it," the man said, and then added sheepishly, "but I think it needs something." The traveler pretended to be offended. "Oh, you think you can improve on my stone soup, do you? No offense, but I think some potatoes and carrots would make this soup hearty. I have some to spare. You want to reach in there and see if there's any carrots? Or whatever you find is fine." The traveler took the ingredients and added them to the soup. The soup began to cook, and the man tasted again. "Ah, yes, much better," he said with a grin. "Stone soup, we're having stone soup," yelled the child. A young woman said that she was not familiar with stone soup. "Would you like to try it?" offered the traveler. "Why not? I'll try your soup," she said. After tasting it, she shared, "But it's missing something," and she offered wild onions from her bag. "I don't know if I have onions, but do you want to pull out something from the bag and add it to the pot?" The traveler stirred them into the soup. "Oh, yes, much better," she exclaimed. An old woman smelled the soup. "I'd love to help out, too. This should liven it up and add some color to boot," she said, and handed the traveler some curry from her bag. "Do you want to add something to the..." "No? Okay, you don't have to. We can give it back to Mary. You guys can all take turns." A man and his cousin sampled the soup, praising it and offering cabbage to add to the stone soup. "Stone soup, we're making stone soup," called the child. The delicious aroma wafted through the farmer's market, and people kept coming to the pot, tasting it and adding more ingredients. You want to add more? I'm just going to improvise, and that's why I'm a librarian. Okay. The delicious aroma wafted through the farmer's market, and people kept coming to the pot, tasting it, and adding more ingredients. Each person put a piece of themselves, in a sense, into the soup. I'll hold the pictures up for you. And you can just keep it. Okay. Yeah, you can just keep it. There it is. Everyone made sure that they put in nourishing fresh vegetables and spices to make sure that the soup had the best flavor. The people also shared recipes and information about their neighborhoods. The people of Chicago added other things too, things that vendors could not sell. Some people brought love, and others brought kindness with them to share. Lots of laughter was added, and a big cup of empathy was stirred in. Empathy was a powerful ingredient. They added Chicago pride and hometown love. The magical soup generated creative energy that drew artists and musicians. Chicago musicians played jazz, blues, and rock and roll. Hip-hop, salsa, and house music DJs created beats that made all the people want to dance. And they did. The farmers' market became a festival, and everyone shared their songs, their cultures, and their stories. Everyone shared, and everyone was fed. The traveler and the child might have more ingredients than pot, that's fine. The traveler and the child looked at the festival with a sense of pride and humility. They learned something from the city, inspiring them to continue spreading this lesson. We are stronger together, and when we unite, we can feed our community. They left the pot of soup knowing that the soup tastes better when made together. The traveler and the child turned a corner, and pop, they were gone. And that's the Stone Soup Chicago.
And since everybody stays in the sanctuary, we're not going to sing our children out. So each year, we make a commitment, a pledge to support the ministry of our church. But in addition, each Sunday we take a collection so that we can share with those doing justice beyond the church walls. To make your contribution, you can send a text to the number on the screen, which will be up when the music begins, or it can be found in the virtual order of service. For those of us in the sanctuary, we will continue the age-old tradition of passing the collection plate. We invite you to add your cash, change, or checks to the plates. Now, for the month of July, we're sharing our plate with the Unitarian Universalist Advocacy Network of Illinois, which supports social justice initiatives throughout the state. Atina Danner, co-director of UUANI and 2U member, spoke to us about that a couple of weeks ago, but this morning we'll have a few words from Brenda Lemieux from our social justice ministry. Brenda.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Brenna Lemieux. My pronouns are she, her, and I am reading because Alicia is out today. So, I'm a member of the Sanctuary Support Team, which is part of our social justice ministry here at 2U. Welcome to the Social Justice Minute, where we share with you any upcoming opportunities for involvement in our social justice ministry. As we look to expand our social justice work at 2U, we are now looking to have co-leaders for each of our ongoing projects. Our Chicago Community Jail Support Project leader, Eli Sanders, continues to look for a co-leader. Our church provides volunteers twice a month and offers rides to those volunteers who need a way to get to the jail. Co-leaders help with coordinating volunteers and rides. Our migrant assistance team is also in need of a co-leader. Alicia Obando is the current project leader. This project assists with support for our housed guests, as well as participating in education and advocacy around immigration justice issues. Our migrant assistance team is currently planning for our October 3rd event entitled Viva la Cultura, a celebration of Latin heritage. This 2U evening event will be full of music, dancing, and food from several Latin American cultures. The event is a free, family-friendly event. We hope you will save the date, and again, that's October 3rd, and join us as we learn about and celebrate what our Latin American neighbors are contributing to our communities. And please let us know if you'd like to join our group of volunteers organizing that event. So Alicia is not here this week, but if you are interested, you can come talk to me because I'm also involved in the migrant assistance team. Our night ministry project will meet in the Palmer Room next Sunday, August 2nd at 1 p.m. to make sack lunches for the unhoused. Please see Liesel or Lauren, the project co-leaders, for more information. And lastly, our Social Justice Committee still has a few open spots for committee members this new church year. To find out more about any of these projects and how to get involved, please attend Riot Fest, our social, not the music festival, but the Social Justice Fair, which is on Sunday, August 16th, right after the service, right here. Thank you so much.
Now I invite you to join me in reading our offertory words. This church is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
I invite you. Finish. I'm so sorry. But thank you. Let's try this again. I invite you now into the spirit of prayer and meditation. Let's start by breathing together. Take your breath in and out. We begin in thanks, thankful for the breath in our lungs, the beauty of our earth, and the gentle strength of this community. We hold in our hearts those who care for family in ill health, those who live with grief or chronic pain, those struggling with addiction or illness, seen and unseen, even those of you who might have eaten contaminated lettuce. We are with you. For parents and teachers, all those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children, we're with you. We pray for our neighbors in prison, for those who are struggling to stay afloat in the undertow of poverty, for immigrants and refugees who are fleeing and seeking, finding new homes in our city, among many. We are with you. We pray for all those living in harm's way, here or afar, and those who love them. We pray for our planet and commit to work that will lead us away from the harm of climate change. We pray that wisdom, compassion, and empathy guide the leaders of our world. May they and we be instruments of a just and lasting peace. Our lives are blessed by those who are encountering the final stages of life. We offer prayers of comfort and care, knowing this journey is far from easy. Into this shared silence, I invite you now to speak the names of anyone you wish to lift up into the loving support of this community. With our deepest compassion, let us hold in our hearts those named and unnamed, those remembered and those forgotten. Let it be so. Amen. Blessed be. Shalom. Now, during our ritual of lighting candles for joys and concerns, we want to continue to take care of one another. Here in the 2U sanctuary, you're invited to come forward and light a candle, but as you end your time of contemplation and candle lighting, we invite you to use the hand sanitizer available. For those at the Admiral, I invite you to come forward, take a pebble from one bowl, hold it tightly, putting your energy into the stone, and then knowing your joys and sorrows to be shared with this community, let it go lightly into the other bowl. For those of us on Zoom, join us by sharing your joys and concerns in our chat window. hold all of these joys, celebrations, sorrows, and struggles close to our hearts. Dan, would you please share our readings this morning?
Our first reading comes from an excerpt of In Memoriam, Reverend Dr. Forrest Church, theologian, author, from the UUA press room. The Reverend Dr. Forrest Church, acclaimed author of more than 24 books and longtime minister of the Unitarian Church of All Souls in New York City, died on September 24, 2009, following a 3-year battle with esophageal cancer. He was 61 years old. The son of former U.S. Senator Frank Church, D. Idaho, and grandson of former Idaho Governor Chase A. Clark, Forrest Church earned his Ph.D. in early church history from Harvard University in 1978 and began his career at All Souls that same year when he was 29. He served All Souls from then until his death. As All Souls grew, so did Church's prominence as a public voice for Unitarian Universalism and for social justice. He was a strong proponent of both religious and political liberalism. In 1985, he led All Souls Church in learning about AIDS and providing direct services to AIDS sufferers. At the UUA's 2008 General Assembly, Church received the award for distinguished service to the cause of Unitarian Universalism, the most prestigious award given by the UUA. Church spent his final years reflecting on the importance of living each day with love and gratitude. As he wrote in Love and Death, "The goal is to live in such a way that our lives will prove worth dying for. The one thing that cannot be taken away from us, even by death, is the love we give away before we go." Our second reading is from a 2001 article entitled "A Theology for the 21st Century," published in the UU World magazine, written by Dr. Reverend Forrest Church. The word human has a telling etymology, my very favorite. All the words that relate to it are illuminating. Humane, humanitarian, humor, humility, humble, and hummus. From dust to dust, we live and move and have our being. Our kinship is a mortal kinship. The mortar of mortality binds us to one another.
Please rise and bow to your spirit. Join us in singing Let the Life I've Loved.
Speak for me. I have a little challenge for us. Sometimes we come here and we talk to people and it's nice and we listen and we sing and we speak and we end up doing all of this a little bit in autopilot. So the challenge right now is I want you to sing just this last verse. Let the love I've shared speak for me, but I want you to sing to yourself. I want you to talk to yourself a little bit, sing in a very introspective way. If you want to close your eyes, feel free to do so. And now we don't even have to have the piano with us right now. That's just for us. Let's sing this together. Let the love I've shared speak for me. Let the love I've shared speak for me. When I come to the end of this road, and I lay down my heavy load, let the love I've shared speak for me. Beautiful. And I think all of you should join the choir.
So, what does it mean to stand on the shoulders of giants anyway? I've wrestled with the question off and on since I agreed to re-preach this sermon series, which was originally presented in the days long before Reverend Jason joined our congregation. Now, one of those giants upon whose shoulders I stand today is Janice Stashwick. Now, here's the backstory. When I originally planned to preach this sermon, I spent Saturday night as a guest in Illinois Masonic Hospital. I got out of the hospital about 8:45 Sunday morning. Rose and I came directly to church so I could prepare after a very long night. Inside, we encountered Janice, who asked why I was here. She suggested I didn't look too great. She was perceptive. I didn't feel that great either. When I explained to her that I was supposed to preach that day, she graciously asked if I would like her to present the sermon in my stead. After what I remember as several agonizing minutes, I handed over my binder, thanked her for her kindness, and headed home to get some sleep. That day, I stood on the shoulders of a giant, and I remain thankful for her help. But today, it's my turn again. And the giant upon whose shoulders I stand before you today is Forest Church. Now, Dan has done a great job of explaining who Forest Church was and what he did. But I'd like to spend a few minutes explaining why I see him as a giant and why his words and work have spoken so strongly to me. Well, first of all, Church was a prolific author. He wrote over 20 books during his ministry at All Souls, and over the last few months, I've read a number of them. Now, I promise I won't quote from each of them just to keep you on your toes on a late July Sunday. And even though I really, really like words, you don't need to hear all of them today. But what I'd like to do is explore just a couple of themes from his ministry and writing so that you too can appreciate why his work was so extraordinary for our faith tradition. So recall, if you will, what Dan read about All Souls wading into the AIDS waters in the mid-1980s. That's something that happened right here in this building, too. A few of you, and likely a couple of you who are here right now, can talk more about that than I can. It was a time of fear, a time of shame, and a time of death. All Souls actually did something in New York to ease the suffering, providing food and care, along with end-of-life companionship that an AIDS diagnosis required 40 years ago. It is humbling, he says, to be asked to assist another who is in pain in his 1996 book, Lifelines, Holding On and Letting Go. Surprisingly, often my parishioners emerge with a more profound appreciation for life's meaning. And that's one of the lessons from today's time for all ages. A more profound appreciation for life's meaning as we come together as a community and provide food and resources for our neighbors. The shoulders of giants do not exist just in Eastern Europe after the wars as soldiers return home in the traditional story. But they exist right here in Chicago as we work together to provide for everyone. The story of Stone Soup has been around for a long, long time. And even though the setting changed from the traditional story, Stone Soup for Chicago gives us a clear picture today of the way that story works together, taking care of one another, and that story itself provides a cornerstone of our faith. Check out the new book in the 2U library if you want. Now, the second idea that I found unique from Forest Church, and it's one that spoke to me in a pretty profound way, is that dichotomy between being alive and having to die. This, he says, is a religious question. He says, religion is our human response to the dual reality of being alive and having to die. We know that we must die, and therefore we question what life means. I sense that many of us today have lost something precious. Not dogma, not a rule book, but a sense of life that did know death, that accepted all too human as human enough, and led to a reconciliation of human being with human love, weakness, failure, and loss. Now let me say that again. Not dogma, not a rule book, but a sense of life that did know death, that accepted all too human as human enough, and led to a reconciliation of human being with human love, weakness, failure, and loss. The first time I came into contact with a parallel idea was attending a funeral for a colleague's father when the minister performing the service spoke about the dash. That dash between birth and death. What happened during that time that we were to remember? We learned what had taken place over an 80-year period that another person had been on this earth, who his parents were, whom he had married, what he had done as a professional and as a family man. But I left that funeral pretty perplexed, wondering if that was all the dash meant. See, for me, the question of why is always just sitting around begging for an answer. And if not an answer, at least a good discussion. And at that funeral, I've heard a lot of what, but little why, little meaning. According to church, from atheist to Christian, we mortals are seekers of meaning. In response to the dual reality of being alive and having to die, we question what life means while attempting to create meaning within it. And over the years, Forest Church has spoken to me as he does in Lifecraft, The Art of Meaning Every Day. By my definition, God is not God's name. God is our name for that which is greater than all, yet present in each. The life force, ground of our being, being itself. When I think about God, he says, I'm testing my ability to hope, love, find meaning. I shall fail in my search for God, but all of us fail. The secret is to return from this quest, blessed with new eyes to glimpse the divine among the ordinary, and new ears to hear the still, small voice. Then sight becomes miracle, and hearing too. No further proof is necessary. Making meaning of life is perhaps the single most significant challenge. Now, I'll date myself by asking if anybody else in here remembers an old RE curriculum called Man the Meaning Maker. Anybody? Thank you. For some reason, that curriculum just grabbed me and drew me in for decades. I wanted to make meaning of life in this arena or that project, but try as I might, I fell short again and again. Then I began reading Forest Church's work, and it seemed as if I'd found a kindred soul. Church writes, our spiritual search, that God project, if you will, can be viewed in similar light. Instead of positing and searching for one great truth that imbues all life with meaning, we can add up little truths one by one. Now, that's not the usual practice with theology, he says. For me, our lives are more like interactive mosaics or stained glass windows with some pieces or panels set at birth, some placed by effort, others shifting due to happenstance. We are a pastiche of work, our lives ever under construction and development. So, at this point, I need to make clear Forest Church is not the only person whose work has made sense to me. There are a myriad of others. But this week and next, I want to focus on just this one. Making meaning alone is pretty tough, as I've discovered. Doing it requires some serious help, whether from the giants or for those who gave us the lines and we color them in, or we gave them the lines and they add the color. It really doesn't matter. We discover and create something that did not exist before. Man-made meaning. So friends, this week we focused on church's life and writings. I hope the giant's words have resonated with some of you. And next Sunday, for those of you brave enough to venture back for a second dose, we'll focus on how he used his death from esophageal cancer, the other side of that scale, to provide his legacy in 3 simple but profound lessons. Let's join in one more song before we end our time together in Forest Church's words.
We have sung, oh, hello? Hi. We have sung this a couple times, or maybe once. And I'm inviting you to sing with us again. We will carry each other. Looking for shelter and a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other all the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other all the way. There are prayers I don't know how to say, but I still find solace when I close my eyes to pray. What I've lost and what I hope can stay. We will carry each other all the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other all the way. my courage. My courage is your courage, and the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other all the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other all the way.
As we come to the close of our service, Dan will extinguish our chalice even as we keep the light of our faith alive within us. Now, we're going to do something a little different this morning. As we prepare to close our time together, I invite you to extend your hand to someone else in the congregation this morning. And if you're not comfortable with that, cross your hands over your heart. At the Admiral, this is kind of how things are done, and somehow we've lost it here in the sanctuary. And you know what? For each of us, this is cool, but for at least one of us, this may be the only time all week that we have human contact. Let us conclude our service as Forest Church ended each of its services at All Souls in New York City. Amen. I love you. May God bless us all.